Good day to you, young ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for visiting with me again today as we continue exploring history, preparing for eternity. One day I was walking here in the beautiful town of Colonial Williamsburg in Virginia. Now, Williamsburg was a very important town in America while we were just becoming a nation. And while I was there in Williamsburg, I noticed something very unique about the streets. There were at least 5 different kinds of roads. So that got me to thinking about the roads we encounter in our lifetimes. And today we have superhighways, but we didn't always have those. Let me tell you a little bit about how those began. At first there may be a field of deep grass, but with time, as the wild game and many people and animals follow the same trail again and again, the grass is worn out and a dirt path appears. Then those paths get wider and wider as they are traveled on over and over again. Sometimes they may cover them with gravel or even oyster shells, like in the 18th century at George Washington's home of Mount Vernon. Eventually these paths are paved with cobblestones like these. It's extremely rough to walk upon, but as the wagons and the carts push the stones deeper into the mud, it makes a solid base. As the city becomes more and more settled, the day may come when the roadways become overlaid in bricks. This makes such a nice surface to walk upon. It's smooth, unlike the cobblestones, and it keeps your feet clean when the rains fall and the snows pile up. The only problem is if the bricks weren't made properly, they can crack and crumble, and if the base underneath them is unstable, then the rains will wash out holes underneath. Sometimes a nearby tree can be growing too closely, and its roots will push these bricks up and into a disorderly fashion, once again making it difficult to walk upon. There's also another surface you probably know even better. That's the asphalt. Just look at this nice smooth road. This is a modern roadway. It's really nice, isn't it? But anywhere in America you may live, you've found out that even these nice, well-built asphalt roads can become filled with potholes and damage that will eventually destroy them in ice and snow. So it seems as if there is no road that doesn't eventually deteriorate and fall apart. I want to remind you, though, that there is one roadway which will never deteriorate. Everything here in this life does deteriorate, but there's one that won't. It's not a normal roadway that we've seen here in this world. In fact, none of us have seen it, and we won't see it until we get to heaven. But the Bible tells us when we get to heaven that the street there is made of gold. It talks about the beauty of that place. It talks about how that everything is perfect. There'll be no storms, there'll be no sickness, there'll be nothing there to destroy, but everything will be beautiful and everything will be well done. The Bible tells us in Revelation chapter 21, verse 21, that the street in that city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. Imagine that. Streets not made with dirt, not made with oyster shells, not made with even fine bricks, not made with cobblestones, not even made with modern day asphalt, but a street that is made of pure gold. God, amen, is going to prepare a place for you and me that wonderful, that beautiful. And our journey in this life will eventually lead us to that place, and our journey will end as we're walking on a street of gold. In this world we live in, we've all walked on many different kinds of trails, footpaths, and roads, but there is nothing to be compared to the beauty of the street we will soon set our feet upon when we get to heaven. Kids, make sure you go to heaven.